Hare Krishna, dear devotees, my humble obeisances to you all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you all for joining His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today we are going to, as it is Ekadashi in India and UK, I guess Maharaj is going to talk on the topic of the holy name, but I'll find out. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, today, are we going to continue the Srimad Bhagavatam series, or are we going to talk have another topic today? Maharaj, you are on mute, Maharaj.
What do you want to do? You want to do the series? You want the holy name?
Everything is fine with me, Maharaj.
No, give me a request.
Yeah, I would like to ask the devotees online.
Holy name series.
Maharaj, they want devotees holy name. They are asking about holy name.
Okay, go to Canto 2, Chapter 1, Text 12.
Yes, Maharaj. Canto 2.
2 and 12. Artie, you're back. You've been on vacation.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
How was your vacation?
I didn't go on a vacation. I was really flat out with work and my brother's wedding and everything.
Okay. Welcome back.
I'm glad to be back.
Don't leave. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kim Pramatasya Bahubir. Paroksayar Ayanarhya. Varam Muhurtam Viditam. Ratate Shreyase Yataha. What is the value of a prolonged life which is wasted and experienced by years in this world? Better a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one a start in searching after the supreme interest. Very powerful translation. I'll read it again. This Sukadeva Goswami is beginning to discuss, he's putting the preliminaries now for the speaking of Srimad Bhagavatam, Maharaj Parikshit. And he begins, this is one of the beginning verses. What is the value of prolonged life, which is wasted, inexperienced by years in this world? Better a moment of full consciousness, because it gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. Srila Sukadeva Goswami instructed Maharaj Parikshit about the importance of chanting the holy name of the Lord by every progressive gentleman. In order to encourage the king, who had only 7 days of life remaining, Srila Sukadeva Goswami asserted that there is no use in living hundreds of years without any knowledge of the problems of life. Better to live for a moment with full consciousness of the supreme interest to be fulfilled. The supreme interest of life is eternal, with full knowledge and bliss. Those who are bewildered by the external features of the material world and are engaged in the animal propensities of the eat, drink, and be merry type of life are simply wasting their lives by unseen passing away of valuable years. We should know in perfect consciousness that human life is bestowed upon the conditioned souls to achieve spiritual success. And the easiest possible procedure to attain this end is to chant the holy name of the Lord. In the previous verse, we have discussed this point to a certain extent. We may further be enlightened on the different types of offenses committed unto the feet of the holy name. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu has quoted many passages from authentic scriptures and has ably supported the statements in the matter of offenses at the feet of the holy name. From Vishnu Yamala Tantra, Srila Jiva Goswami has proven that one can be liberated from the effects of all sins simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Quoting from the Markandeya Purana, Srila Jiva Goswami says that one should neither blaspheme the devotee of the Lord nor indulge in hearing others who are engaged in belittling a devotee of the Lord. Devotees should try to restrict the vilifier by cutting out his tongue. And being unable to do so, one should commit suicide rather than hear the blaspheming of the devotee of the Lord. The conclusion is that one should neither hear nor allow vilification of the devotee of the Lord. As far as distinguishing the Lord's holy name from the names independent of the Lord, since no one is more powerful than or equal to the energy of the Supreme Lord, no one's name can be as powerful as that of the Lord. By chanting the Lord's holy name, one can derive all the stipulated energies synchronized from all sources. Note that statement. It's a short line, but it's very powerful. By chanting the Lord's holy name, one can derive all the stipulated energies synchronized from all sources. Think about that one. Therefore, one should not equalize the supreme holy name of the Lord with any other name, Brahma, Shiva, or any powerful God can never be equal to the Supreme Lord Vishnu. The powerful holy name of the Lord can certainly deliver one from sinful effects. But one who desires to utilize this transcendental potency of the whole Lord's holy name in the matter of one's sinister activities is the most degraded person in the world. Such persons are never excused by the Lord or by the agent of the Lord. One should therefore utilize one's life in glorifying the Lord by all means, without any offense. Such an activity of life, even for a moment, is never be compared to a prolonged life of ignorance, like the lives of the trees and other living entities, who may live for thousands of years without prosecuting spiritual advancement. Om Gyan Mirandasya Gyanarjana Sarakaya Jaksu Umilitan Vena Tasmai Shri Guru Vedin Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhistam Tapitam and Brutale Mayam Bupa Padamayam Vidati Swatadantikam. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. So, yeah, now you can see the connection between the translation and the purport, and that one moment of full consciousness is that one moment of being completely aware of Krishna by chanting his holy name. That one moment is enough to bring one to the platform bring one to the path of pure devotional service. Human life is meant for self-realization. Whatever other duties we have in life to maintain the body and the extensions of the body, such as family members, and our obligations to society and others, are at best secondary and sometimes even dispensable. When it comes to the process of self-realization, that is paramount, because that is the purpose of human life. If human life is not geared to self-realization, it is like compared to having $1 million and can't find it, or having $1 million and just losing it, or having $1 million and just wasting it. Human life is meant for self-realization. There is no second goal in life. Or what you say, God realization, or we say Krishna consciousness, all the same. So here, Jiva Goswami is making the point that the best way to purify our consciousness and stay on the path of bhakti is to chant the holy names of the Lord. And he glorifies the Lord in different ways here. That statement that by chanting the holy names of the Lord, one can synchronize all stipulated energies from all sources. A very scientific statement when you think about it. What it actually entails in its meaning is that it is saying that you actually become the center of the universe when you're connected to the supreme center of the universe, Krishna. And all of the energies in the universe, which are within Krishna himself, and even more beyond that, become available to you simply by your chanting the holy name of the Lord, provided that chanting is without offense. Chanting is so direct and so powerful and so purifying that there is no process even that comes near to equaling the benefits of one in spiritual life and chanting the holy names of the Lord. So we have, as Srila Prabhupada said, we have set a standard for those who want to seriously practice Krishna consciousness. They should chant at least every day 16 rounds on beads without fail, and avoid these sinful activities: no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, and no gambling. Because in order to chant, one has to be pure. When I say pure, I mean one has to follow the process of pure life, which means no sinful activities. When we speak of supreme purity, that means when the soul becomes free from all material taints and no longer engages in anything other than devotional service. But that type of purity is different than what we are referring to here. That means acting in the pure way. And that acting in the pure way means avoiding these sinful activities and chanting the holy names of the Lord. If one simply does that, then one is acting in a purified way, and that will attract the mercy of the holy name as one chants the holy name. So one should not simply relegate the holy name to a part of one's spiritual life. It is meant to be chanted as the supreme process of devotion, without minimizing or neglecting the other processes of devotional service, as was given by Lord Chaitanya to Srila Rupa Goswami, such as hearing and reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, worshiping the Lord in his deity form, associating with devotees, and living in a place free from sinful activities or a holy place. So these principles are important and they're supportive, and they must be performed along with the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. As one progresses through the different stage of chanting, when we begin our chanting, we are chanting with offense. And therefore, the scriptures give us, and actually it's in the previous verse, and Prabhupada does mention a few of them here in this verse, that one should follow strictly the 10 offenses, avoid the 10 offenses. Because if we're still committing these 10 offenses, the process of chanting will be very slow. So the consciousness is one should chant and be conscious to avoid these offenses. This is such a fundamental part of our spiritual, our chanting, that Srila Prabhupada would mention it mostly every time he gave the initiation ceremony. He would have the 10 offenses recited. So one should follow that very carefully and avoid these 10 offenses, chant the holy name, and follow the process of bhakti. The process of bhakti becomes easy and natural when we chant the holy names, trying to avoid the offenses. And gradually we come to the next stage, which is called namabhas, and that is offenseless chanting, but it's not the highest stage of chanting. Offenseless chanting means one is no longer committing offenses, but has not reached the stage of pure chanting, which is the final stage of chanting. Pure chanting is one who is chanting in love of God. So this stage of namabhas, we should at least aspire for that and get away from the stage, or get out of the stage of namaparad, which makes the process of bhakti very difficult. So learn these 10 offenses and carefully avoid the 10 offenses. If you read the previous verse in this series of verses here, 2:1-11, Srila Prabhupada gives he lists the 10 offenses, and in some of the offenses, he gives an explanation. And you can also find that those explanations in other places, such as in Nectar Devotion and other verses in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So these 10 offenses are not something for reciting every day. And okay, I recited the 10. No, it's not like that. One should try to understand what each offense means and very carefully avoid that offense. And by doing that, along with chanting the holy names of the Lord, one will reach that stage of offenseless chanting where a glimmer of the sweetness of the holy name becomes available to the chanter in such a way that one will continue to chant nicely. And although one has not reached the stage of pure chanting, that will come as one traverses through the different stages of bhakti, going from nishta all the way up to ruchi, to ashakti, and then bhava and prema. And those stages are characteristics by certain principles that we should also learn to understand where we are in devotional service. It's not like we just do things and in a mindless way. And no, Krishna consciousness means thoughtful consciousness. To see how to improve, to see where I am, to see what to avoid, to see if I'm developing the qualities that are conducive to the execution of devotional service, to see that I'm not wasting time in activities that take away from the valuable form of human life. Because human life is very valuable. And that's being brought out here by Srila Sukadeva Goswami in this first chapter, the second canto, how valuable human life is. It's not only valuable, it's rare. One should not minimize the importance of it by thinking, well, yeah, I'm a human being, that's nice. And, even if I don't make it, I'll get another human life in my next life. That type of whimsical activity really causes one to lose connection with the process of devotional service. So this is a process of thoughtfulness, not a process of mechanical execution. We have to be thoughtful in every aspect of our devotional service. In other words, not only do it, but think about how to do it and think about how to benefit from it also. And of course, we want to offer it to Krishna as an offering of devotion to him, which is the essence of all spiritual activities. So become a devotee is not a small thing. You can see how many people actually take up, especially in Kali Yuga, the process of pure devotions. Very few. Very few. But those who do are intelligent. But those who stay with it and continue to make progress are the most intelligent, and they will benefit by coming to the stage of being freed from all material miseries and achieve unlimited happiness and transcendental knowledge and association with the Supreme Lord in devotion, which is the highest perfection of human consciousness. So it all centers around the process of bhakti, which in the center of the process of bhakti swirls around, centers around, emphasizes, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam, alone nasti eva, nasti eva, nasti eva gati anyata. Mahaprabhu made the process available. He also made it easy. And he also showed it by example how to perform it. And so he did everything for us so we would be attracted to the importance of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So we can do so many things in life, but all of these things that we do that are related to family members, friends, and us, cannot give us any real lasting benefit. There may be certain obligations that keep the social norm alive, but ultimately they do not give us real satisfaction. The real activity is prema pumartha mahan, to develop love for Krishna through the process of bhakti. Otherwise, if we fail to do that in this life, then we have to come back in the next life. And as Srila Prabhupada was saying today, I was listening, he was talking, he was saying, you may think you're going to come back in next life as a human being, but there's no guarantee. But even if you do, you still may fall down in that life also. So don't waste time. Use this valuable human form of life to become self-realized. And that means use your time for Krishna consciousness. Maya will try to divert our attention away to so many other things in life. But these things are simply a diversion from the real activity of life. But Krishna is always helping us and reminding us and arranging for us to practice devotion to him, such as these Ekadasi days. We somewhat become aware of the importance of chanting on these Ekadasi days, more so than we do throughout the rest of the month, because these days are simply geared for chanting, that's it. And if we spend the Ekadasis like that, if we're only chanting 16 rounds on Ekadasi because we have so many things to do, then we're not really taking advantage of the mercy of Mother Ekadasi. Bhaktivinoda Thakur called Ekadasi the mother of devotion. He emphasizes that this particular time of the month, twice, once in the waning moon and once in the waxing moon, are prime days of the month for making tangible progress in devotional service by minimizing bodily activities and by emphasizing spiritual practice, especially chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And even if you don't have a taste for chanting, if you chant and you continue to chant, your taste will gradually return simply by your endeavor to chant. So we should take advantage of these Ekadasi days and not waste them. And think, well, it's just another day where I don't eat all the same stuff I eat every day. Not like that. It's a day for spiritual perfection, a day for spiritual advancement. And the actual Ekadasi is followed for 24 hours from sunrise to sunrise the following day. So use the time you can for chanting. And also, if you can't chant all day, then at least chant on and off and intersperse your. And what is very nice is to intersperse the chanting with reading from the Bhagavatam or any one of Srila Prabhupada's books like that. And then alternate between chanting and reading. Take a little prasadam to keep yourself nourished and going. But today, and when you're done, when Ekadasi is over, you feel purified. You actually feel purified. And you actually start to understand how to organize your life as the days continue. Ekadasi clarifies our vision, gives us more of a focus, And it helps us to understand how to organize our day, life after day. That's why these Ekadasis are so important. And it all centers around chanting the holy names of the Lord. Don't waste time. Wasting time is more a greater loss than wasting money. There's money you can get, and money you can lose, and money you can relose. The time goes in one direction. And, the ticking of the clock every second is bringing one closer to the end of this body. And no one knows how long we will stay in this material world. We all have an idea that because I'm young, I will live long. But that is not guaranteed. And the way Kali Yuga is, we're seeing how illnesses are rampant all over the world now. And even devotees are getting cancer and so many other diseases. So I'm not trying to scare people into doing things, but I'm trying to just explain the reality of this material world, that it's not a place you can depend on. You can only depend on Krishna and Krishna's pure devotees. Can't depend on anything in this world because it is a world of uncertainty. That's why everyone in the material world lives with an element of fear because they don't know what's going to happen next or whether they'll be successful in life, whether they'll be happy in life. There's this fear element that characterizes people's consciousness as they live from day to day. But a devotee is not worried because they simply perform devotional service and Krishna is there. And Krishna gives all protection and all shelter from material dangers. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much for the nice class. Dear devotees, please turn on your cameras if possible. And if you have any questions or comments or realizations, you can please go ahead now. Nice topic about the holy name and how we should not waste our time. Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, I have a question. Like, I was thinking, like, when you are talking about don't waste your time, nowadays, everyone are engrossed in so many things like material things, and they think that they are very important, and they don't know how to balance. Even I myself face this type of situation many times. Like, instead of focusing on chanting my rounds daily, I always think that sometimes some days are okay, but some days I feel like other things are very important. I have to focus on them. Later I'll do chanting. I'll keep on postponing like that. So what should we do at that point, Maharaj?
Well, clarified vision, which helps you to understand how to organize things, comes by chanting the holy name. And the holy name is part of our morning practice, which we call sadhana, which means hearing, chanting, which should also include reading. And for grihastas who live with family members, worship of the deity, worship of having some formal worship in the morning. All of these things should be done in the preliminary way as the foundation before we begin our daily activities. And that way, that sets the stage for the enthusiasm we need to go on with our daily activities in a way that is not bewildering or overwhelming. So I emphasize the importance of early and regular sadhana. This is very important. Late night programs have a tendency to interfere with that program. So therefore, we try to avoid that. Once in a while, if you stay late, go to a program or something, then you can adjust. But if it becomes a regular thing, then it's hard to maximize the quality of our sadhana, either if we're tired or it's the day is already started and we still haven't begun our sadhana. That's why they call the Brahma Muhurta hour is the time for spiritual practice. Brahma Muhurta hour is 1.5 hours before sunrise. And one should, be practicing Krishna consciousness during those time periods. And if there's some emergency, obviously, that may come up. But emergencies are what they are, emergencies. They're not routine. Routine should be early sadhana, regular sadhana.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Yesterday, as you recommend always to us in Ekadasi days or any day, I did the same. Like I just took little prasadam and I did a lot of chanting and reading. So that I did at least 34 rounds yesterday for first time on my Ekadasi day. So it was like really different experience. But by the evening, I became very weak and I was so hungry. So I just cooked some prasadam and after that I slept early. But the whole day I was reading and chanting. So that was like a good thing I felt, Maharaj, on Ekadasi. Yeah.
Yeah, it's purifying. And you look bright today.
Yes. Thank you. Namrata Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. In one of the classes of Amarendra Das, Prabhuji, I heard that if one is not waking up early for the morning sadhana, that means that it is not possible for the person, for the devotee to practice brahmacharya in any case. So I want to understand this sentence properly because this is one of the challenges. Many times devotees do complete their rounds in the entire day, but the morning sadhana, importance of morning sadhana is very important. So if you can help me understand this.
You're not a brahmachari.
I'm not a brahmachari, Maharaj, but we do follow the regulative principles. So to maintain that.
Yeah, it's recommended for everyone to wake up early. It's not just brahmacharis, even those who are living outside in homes and family. Getting up early is not only good for spiritual practice, but it's also good for health too. Prabhupada was talking today, he was saying, we should sleep no more than 6 hours, but for some they might need up to 8 hours. But then he said anything beyond that is just a waste of time. They gave some concession. He was talking to his devotees. So yeah, early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. You heard that statement. It's a famous English statement. And the lockdown that we undergo a couple of years ago was good because many devotees they had to curtail their nightlife, and they went to bed early, got up early, and were doing more rounds. And they were doing more rounds, more preaching, more everything, because they were forced to curtail their normal daily activities with family and with occupation. The devotees in general and our whole society gained so much during the lockdown. They were preaching more, they were reading more, their health got better. They got more ideas on how to organize their life that they would use once the lockdown was over. So many things. So I'm just saying that's a forced situation. We should do that regularly, not waste time. Unless you're doing something important in the evening, such as going to a program or not, there's no need to stay up very late. Srila Prabhupada was talking about that today a lot in his classes. And one thing he said, I didn't sleep much. I slept the most 2.5, 3 hours at night. Of course, you can't do that, nor do we recommend you try. But the example is one of the qualities of a person who is making advancement is they sleep less and less. They're not inclined to sleep because they consider sleeping a waste of time. They become more energized with the spiritual element, which allows them to have less time for sleeping. We sleep too much. And oversleeping is actually very bad for your health, extremely bad. That's been proven by medical science. So, but for us, it minimizes our activities in devotional service. So get what you need, but don't stay up late. I recommend devotees to not, in any situation, not to take rest any later than 10 o'clock at night. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he makes the statement also. The acharyas speak about these things too. Not only do they speak about spiritual topics, but you have to understand that there is a lifestyle that is somewhat conducive to successful execution of devotional service and for one's healthy, keeping good health. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, every hour you sleep before midnight is worth 2 hours after midnight. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur would go to bed at 7:30 in the evening every night. And he would get up about 12 o'clock and he would write some books. And he wrote over 100 books and periodicals. He would chant like that. And so he slept like from 7:30 to 12 o'clock every night. That was his schedule. The acharyas also give their schedule just to inspire us in different ways. We cannot exactly imitate, but they're showing that as you make spiritual advancement, the element of sleeping becomes less and less. So what I'm saying in relationship to sadhana is very important, that we get up at a reasonable time and have a sufficient time for chanting, for reading, for worshiping. If you want to build a building, the foundation is the most important thing that will keep the strength of the building. And just like the strength of the foundation will keep the building from being blown down if there's a hurricane. If you have a weak foundation, then the hurricane will blow the building down. Similarly, if our spiritual foundation is weak, And then when Maya comes along, we get knocked off our devotional line. But if we're found
Hare Krishna. I think Maharaj. Yeah. We'll wait for Maharaj to join back again. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Maharaj, you're on mute, Maharaj.
Yeah, I have a very shaky internet here.
Maharaj, it became dark in your room. Is it possible to turn on light?
Yeah.
Oh, Krishna. Think again. Internet froze. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Okay, is that better?
Yes, yes, Maharaj. Yes.
Sorry about the internet. I can't do anything about it.
Yes. Yeah. Hope it answers your question, Mataji. Namata Mataji.
Yes, I do have a little more clarification if Gumar is okay. So
Yeah.
Gumar,
I think I gave you everything I could possibly give you in that
yes,
question.
you do. Yes, you did. Thank you for that. Just a small thing. Because the atmosphere around us where we live, it's really material, and especially when it comes to after sunset things, then the world around goes really wild and ignorant. So it really affects us, and we do have that effects when we are practicing among them. So how should we stay strong in that?
Tolerate it. Tolerate it and keep your strength. So what can you do? If you can change it, change it. If you can't, tolerate it, but don't give up your Krishna consciousness.
Mm. Thank you.
What can you? Yeah. And where I am here in Vrindavan, I'm in Krishna Balaram's guest house. And outside there is constant noise coming, not noise, people are walking, talking, and there's no quiet in my room at any time, except late at night when everybody's sleeping. But I tolerate it. It doesn't mean I give up my Krishna consciousness. I just tolerate it.
Okay, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Sonal Mataji, please go ahead. Are you able to unmute?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, my humble obeisances to you, Maharaj, and all the devotees. There's just a quick question. I was just quickly reading through the offenses, and the 9th offense is to instruct a person who is not interested, who does not have any faith in the holy name, about the holy name. So I was just trying to relate it to the Sankirtan. Sankirtan congregation which we take on the streets, because there are non-devotees all around us when we are doing Sankirtan on the streets. So shall we differentiate between Sankirtan and our personal japas separately? I mean, can you clarify? Because most of the time, or a lot of time, friends do criticize that, oh, these Hare Krishnas are there on the street chanting loudly.
Yeah, that's our process, to wake you up. That's what we do. Because you're sleeping. Jeev jago, gora chandra bole, kota nita jayo maya pisa chiro tole. Chant Hare Krishna, wake up from your sleeping. So that ninth offense doesn't apply to that situation. Ninth offense is when you're talking to someone and they're resistant about what you're giving to them, you don't force it. Yeah. But for going out in the streets, that's what we do. That's how the Sankirtan movement started. We were going in all of the major cities of the world and doing Harinam. We still do in many places. And people here, they benefit. Even the demons benefit. They may not like it, but they get some benefit. The holy name is Krishna himself in sound. It's non-different. Prabhupada said, don't make a distinction between Krishna and Krishna's name. They're the same.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Sukava Mataji.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to assembled devotees. Sorry about my camera, Guru Maharaj. I've got problems with internet as well, so I'm just keeping it close. My question is, sometimes I do experience a very pleasant experience, you can say, while chanting, and most of the time it is not there. And then, I feel, oh, I don't think so. I'm doing proper thing. Why should I stop chanting and do something else and then start chanting? How to deal with that situation, Guru Maharaj? Because it is so depressing, basically, that, oh, I'm not doing my work properly. I'm not getting that experience.
Prabhupada said to get a sweet taste from chanting the holy name of the Lord is not an ordinary thing. You get that, that's Krishna's mercy, but just keep chanting anyway. Chant, try to hear nicely, try to be as attentive as you can in your chanting. Don't worry about the taste. The taste will come and go by Krishna's arrangement, not by your endeavor. By your endeavor, you attract Krishna, but you can't bring about the sweet taste. It'll come.
Okay.
If it's not there, it doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Just keep checking.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. I was just wondering that I might be doing something wrong.
Well, you can also evaluate yourself, see if you're paying attention properly. If you're chanting at home, if you're looking around the room and making plans for daily home activities, and your attention is diverted away. So make sure you're fully attentive to the sound.
That's why I chant early in the morning, and my chanting starts at 5 o'clock every day, Guru Maharaj. And we do the Zoom chanting with other devotees, so making sure that the mind does not get diverted too much. I'm not saying it doesn't, but still bringing it back is easier when we are with other devotees and we can hear the name, and it's early morning, so nothing to distract much. So yeah, that I'm doing it. I'm trying. But I was just wondering that if this happens, how to deal with it.
Keep chanting. You can also pray to Krishna. My dear Lord, Ayi Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Pipayat Avapara Pankaja Stita Duli Sadi Shambhuchinkaya. Every once in a while during your chanting, you can chant that prayer.
Mhm.
O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servant. Somehow I've fallen into this ocean of material sense enjoyment. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me at one of the atoms at your lotus feet. You can pray like that.
Okay, that's good. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, that humble prayer will also reawaken Krishna's mercy.
Yeah, I've kept your photograph in front of me as well, just to make me understand I don't need to divert my mind. You are there always, making sure that I don't divert.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
You're watching me.
Um,
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Maharaj, there is a question from Sridevi Mataji. She is watching on YouTube. Her internet is not good. She is asking, my chanting has really slowed down since I have started pronouncing Rama correctly. Now it takes 1 hour for 6 to 7 rounds, and before I was doing 10 rounds in an hour. Is it okay slowing down so much?
yeah. Remember, it's not beat the clock japa. Yeah, I also experience, and all of the other devotees have said the same thing. I get the question occasionally. People ask me about the chanting, and I say, chant Rama, not just Ram, Rama. And it'll slow you down. There's no question about it. But you'll see the taste for the holy name will increase.
Yes,
Because the whole mantra is 32 syllables, not 28. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That Rama is a guttural sound where you don't pull it out, push it out, but you pull it in. Pull the A in when you chant Rama, Rama. Not like Rama, Rama. Hear the difference? Then you can also chant nicely. Rama is the goddess of fortune, but Rama is the supreme personality of Godhead. Oh yeah. Pronunciation of Vedic mantras are very important because the vibration is transcendental, and when the mantra is pronounced perfectly, one gets the full effect of the chanting. And the Shrutis, the Vedas, say Krishna appears on the last syllable of his name. So yeah, we should chant the mantras properly.
yes,
Even the Guru mantras, the songs that we sing. If we chant everything clearly and nicely, you'll see the difference between just, getting close to the mantra. Just like the Vedas explain how mantras can transport people through the air. If one chants perfect mantras, they can fly. Brahmastas, which were powerful weapons, they were released by mantra. But if the mantra wasn't perfectly chanted, they wouldn't have any effect at all. Try to chant nicely and properly. It just takes a little, you just have to slow down and practice, that's all.
yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Okay, Rishabh Prabhu, you have your hand.
Hare Krishna, dear Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to you and all the Vaishnavas. I have one question regarding the the Namabasa, because today people like the concept of being a monk, and we are trying. We're having this weekend we have a Be a Monk challenge with 2 new participants, and we are trying to expand it even more and more, even making it as a brand, like Be a Monk, be a Vedic monk. This is great. This is amazing. Chant with us. Be regulated. Have some sadhana. Have some like regulation in your life, strictness. So I was thinking, like, if we manage to make this as a brand, that people like young men becomes a monk and they are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and of course they are chanting it with offenses, and they're chanting it with kind of a first, at least at the beginning, at a sense to kind of try to listen, just listen it, and without try to chant and just listen to Maha Mantra. With the meditation, they will get purified by the Mantra, that we will manage, that we will start to speak about the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the Mantra, like that this is actually for developing pure love for God, not only building a discipline. So would that be a wrong way to introduce the Maha Mantra and chanting, or is this a good way to kind of first let them purify themselves and come to Namabas? Would that work?
What's the question?
Would this kind of a approach that we speak about people to be a monk and chant Hare Krishna, would that be beneficial for them, even though they are chanting for, I don't know, regulating the minds? They are chanting maybe now to discipline themselves. They are not chanting to develop.
For new people, any kind of chanting is.
Okay.
Even it's mentioned that there are 4 kinds of inadvertent of chanting: Helena, and chanting jokingly, chanting derisively, chanting accidentally. All of these for them also have benefits. They're called Gyata Sukriti. And they're also on the stage of Namabas, because there's no offense there. So for the new people, just bring them into Krishna consciousness and through the chanting and different programs. And gradually, when they read the books, that will be the next step. Get them to read the books, and then can explain more as they become more inquisitive about the philosophy. We don't get so precise when it comes to new people. Just get them in somehow.
I was thinking that it would be an offense if they are like chanting for, kind of, calming my mind, and I'm chanting now to calm my mind.
They're not going to commit it. They're not going to commit it. Mm-hmm.
So
Although
then
they're not
later.
But still, give them a chance. You expect them to come to the perfectional stage right at the beginning? Come on.
Yeah, sure.
As a preacher, you should know that, how to lead people from one stage to another. Why are you asking this question? Even if they chant accidentally, it's good for them.
Okay,
But
thank
you. That's not for you. That's, for people who are just coming in. Fine, let them chant anyway.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's like you enter into the school and you want your diploma on the first day. Come on, wake up.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Maharaj. The devotees, any more questions or comments? Maharaj, I have a question from our reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll share my screen to show you the verse. for my question. It's in the first canto, 4th chapter, verse number 25. Here, Sukadeva Goswami is talking about Vyasa, Suta Goswami is talking about Vyasadeva and how he got dissatisfied with the Vedas and everything. He was not feeling complete, so Narada Muni will come and teach him or tell him about the defect here. So in this verse where Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about these families, like who are twice born families and women and Shudra, they are not intelligent enough to take up the Vedas. That's why Vyasadeva has given Mahabharata for them. So, but my question is, Maharaj, like here, why the first place, why these people or women or Sudras are not given any chance to know about Vedas or chance to read the Vedas or learn Vedas? So I was thinking that why they think or not intelligent enough.
Because if you approach them directly, they're not attractive. It's too much for them. So what Vyasadeva did in compiling the Mahabharata, he put the Bhagavad Gita in the Mahabharata. That was a strategy. And so in the Mahabharata, there's the Bhagavad Gita. He did that so people would get an exposure to the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. That was a preaching strategy to get these people somewhat connected to the direct philosophy by using Mahabharata is about stories. It's about adventure. It has, has a lot of romance. It has adventure and it's war, things that people are attracted to materially. But it's cased within the activities of Krishna. So it becomes somewhat transcendental, but not completely. So, yeah, so Mahabharata is basically for those who cannot directly accept Krishna's teachings in Bhagavad Gita or in Srimad Bhagavatam. And so, in other words, for those who are less intelligent, those who have a poor fund of knowledge, those who think material life is thinks that the importance of material activities will make life successful. So he's squeezing it in. He's doing it like that. But still, at one point, Narada told him, when he came to getting right to the essence, he failed to do that. And then Narada told him, you haven't glorified the name, fame, form, pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You've given him Artha, Kama, Dhamma, Moksha, which are the activities of the materialistic society. And then Vyasadeva, then he wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam after hearing from his spiritual master.
Yes, Maharaj, yeah. Thank you so
The acharyas, many of them preach to different classes of people different ways. You can't. Just like the activities of a devotee in Krishna consciousness are different. Those who are on the neophyte platform, their activities are different than those who are on the middle platform. And those on the highest platform is completely different. So Krishna consciousness is not, everybody's the same. It's not like gradations of this, different recommended ways to practice the process.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah, after coming into Krishna consciousness, that I can understand. But before that, why they didn't give chance? So basically, as you said, when we directly approach them, we can understand their level of intelligence. So based on that, it's the distinction is made. That's what I understood.
Yeah, based on, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Know your audience.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. Sukhava Mataji is commenting that Hare Krishna, nowadays women are more into KC than men. We can prove this with attendance in the class. Yes, Maharaj. So usually
Yeah,
whenever, yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
just take a look at the people who's online today. I mean, I was counting yesterday. I was actually doing that count yesterday. And it was just like, you know, 3/4 were women and 1/4 were men. And today is pretty much the same. You got you, Scarlett, Somadatri, Namarata, Sukava, Prem Kishori, Hema, Devi, Mushinga Leela, Mahima Mai, Archana City. Where's the guys? They're there somewhere. Shilpas is hanging on. We got Danvantari, he's there. And we got Prem Bhakti. And 3 guys out of what, 20? It's like that. It's and the Prabhupada even writes that he says in this age, more women are more inclined, more interested in spiritual life than men.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much for clarifying. Thank
I'm
you.
not going to go into all of the reasons, but it's obvious though.
Yeah, nowadays every conference call, more Matajis is the attendance than Prabhus. Yeah.
There's 16 people I'm looking at and 3 are men. So that means 13 are women. It's not even close. It's like, and that's true with every conference call, whether it's, you know, Harrisburg, Charlotte, wherever. Radhanath Swami talks about he was giving a lecture at Crosby Dun in Bombay. It was an outdoor lecture, and 99% of the people who came were women. 99%, because the cricket match was on that day, and all the men went to the cricket match.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. Dear devotees, any more questions or comments before we end the call? Yeah, Prem Kishore. Mataji, please go ahead.
Hi, Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances, August to Prabhupada. Sorry for not being able to turn the camera on. I just got back after dropping kids to school. Maharaj, my question is, when you were discussing the importance of the holy name, I sometimes fail to understand the difference between the word tolerance and repression. Can you please make me understand the tolerance and repression? Like, what is the difference in context to our sadhana bhakti?
Tolerance is a quality of the human character. Repression is not. It's just a forced thing that comes by that people deal with. So sometimes, you know, you can choose between how you want to react to a situation. You can either tolerate it or put yourself in a repressive mind state. If you put yourself in a repressive mind state, you're limiting your ability to think clearly. Tolerance actually gives you intelligence. The human form of life is characterized by tolerance and patience. If you don't have this, you can't even live in the material world. But to speak about spiritual life, which is even more so. repression is just forcing the mind into a corner so it can somehow or other get away from something that's bothersome. But that's not tolerance, it's just artificial.
Thank you, Maj. So the thing is, whenever we generally in the classes I hear or in general discussions that okay, we are just going to do our duty in the family life or in the society and will not expect any result, and that will make us just go on and on. But more than likely the person is kind of feeling frustrated, and that's why the statements like this generally come up, that okay, I'm just going to do my duty and I'm not going to expect any result. So I think that are they trying to tolerate it, or are they trying to repress their feelings? Because Krishna says, like I have heard your lecture, 4th chapter, 9th verse, Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha Manmana Bhaya. I mean, people who have come to him, Vita Raga Bhaya, like not out of the Raga attachment or Bhaya, fear or Krodha, anger, they have attained perfection of life. So the surrender, my understanding, please correct me, the surrender has to be not from the place of because I am frustrated or because I'm angry with the material world or because I am fed up with these attachments I have. Maybe I should have elucidated. I understand what you're making a point, but when somebody tells that, oh, I'm just going to do it and I'm just going to carry on my responsibilities and not expect a result, is it a tolerance or is it a repression? I feel it's a repression.
I think it's just, I think that's intelligent. Neither one. If one chooses to go on despite the difficulties, that's intelligent.
Okay, that's a nice one. Thank you. Yeah.
You're pushing away the negative feelings which bring about the element of repression. All right, it's difficult. I don't want to do it, but I know I should do it because it's the right thing to do. I'm acting on the platform of intelligence.
Yeah. That's nice. Thank you, Maharaj. I appreciate it. Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay. Maharaj, I think we are more than 1 hour. So here, no more questions. So we can end the call here. Tomorrow's class is Sangha Charlotte Devotees, and the verse is 7th canto, 1st chapter, 36 and 37. And time is like 20 minutes later than our regular time, 12:20 p.m. UK time. Yeah, thank you all devotees for joining today. Maharaj, any last minute comments? Yeah, you're about to say something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a nice class and nice discussion. Thank you all devotees. See you all tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much.
Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Hare Rama.
Thank you very much. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.